Woo. Hello, friends. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. I am getting myself hooked up here. Come on. There we go. Today is the 6th. All right. Hello and welcome back to another live here. Today is December 6th, Monday. We are good. We're live. Let me make sure my volume is all the way down. Yep. And yes, today we're going to be working on 2 different stories. So story number 4 and story number 5. So that would have been Saturday and Sunday. And then tomorrow we'll work on today's story, so 6 and 7, and then we're caught back up, which is pretty much what I'm going to do after all of the weekends, is just kind of stockpile them together, do 2 at a time instead of 1, and then catch back up and then fall back behind and so on and so forth. All right, so I've already got my stuff pulled out for story number 4 and 5. 4 is going to be about turning on the lights for the first time this year, and number 5 is about my books that I'm reading this year, which I'm happy to say as a spoiler that I have finished my first book for December, and that's really kind of a big deal because I read this book in 2 days, and it's been a long time since I've read a book that quickly. They've usually, I feel like the past, I don't know, in 7 months, it's taken me like an entire month to get through one book, and sometimes not even one. Sometimes it's taking me like 2 months to get through one. So reading one in 2 days is a big deal. And I have 2 more on my list that I'm hoping to read this season. So, so far so good. We're heading in the right direction. So, hey Emma, yeah, no, it's no big deal if you missed them, right? It's the beauty of doing these things live is you guys can come and go whenever it works best for you. Hello, everyone. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get you guys flipped around. Let's get started on these layouts for today. And I'm going to get my coffee. That's over here on my desk. Yeah, and then I'm excited to get these pages done and then get some other stuff done today too. I'm working on some content for January. Let me flip you guys around. I'll just chat to you while I do this. Working on some stuff for January. I am going to be crushing the Glow story kit. Come on now. On Patreon in January. So I'm working on getting all of those stories ready to go and whatnot. So that's been kind of on my docket. All right, so here we go. I feel like we're not quite, hold on, let me get you guys just a little bit further up here. Whoops. Oh, and you know what else I'm going to do real fast is, hold on, this is going to get shaky for a minute again because I'm going to put this on airplane mode so nobody calls and ruins everything. Okay, let's, come on now. There we go. Okay, airplane mode. Yes. And we are back. No, we're not back. This is the wrong thing. Come on now. Now we're back. All right, so airplane mode has been, it's done, and here we go. Okay, so, Haley, thank you. I'm proud of myself too for finishing a book already. I can't even believe it. All right, so I'm going to pull out the piece that I had prepped here prior to today, which isn't, move that out of the way, which isn't, a big deal. Basically, I took 2 of these plastic hearts and I put them back to back on a transparency, stapled them on, added the gold numbers for number 4, and then added this hanging piece for number 5 with some twine. And that's what I have prepped. So everything else is going on top of that. So let me pull out story number 4 first. We'll get going. So story 4 is going to be about the lights on the house. Oh, Lindsay, I'll come back to that question. Yes. So story number 4 is about turning on the Christmas lights. When I originally planned out this page, I imagined this being turning on the Christmas lights on the Christmas tree. And that is definitely not what this story turned out to be, because we still at this point don't even have a Christmas tree because we all got COVID and had to stay home. So what I did instead is I'm telling this about putting Christmas lights on the outside of the house. So I took a picture of the lights on the outside of the house on Saturday night. We put them on the house on Saturday, and printed this off at about, it's 4.75 inches wide by 8.25 tall. That way I can stitch it down onto the transparency that I made, and then I've got a journaling piece that's going to lay over the top of it that is vellum. So this piece is not going to be stitched down, only the photo. So, and then the back side is going to have a piece stitched to that as well. So I'm probably just going to assemble both of that and then stitch it, and then we'll do the rest. So, what I need to do is make sure that this is the right length. So I make all of mine 6.875 wide. So in order to get this to match up, actually I could probably line it up on here and go from there. So what if I just took an alligator clip so that I don't have to worry about the plastic shifting, and then put the photo all the way to the edge here, and then stick that down. Am I at the edge? Almost. So I'm going to say like right there. Okay. Okay, so then that would give me the photo part adhered down. So then the back side of this is going to hold my journaling about the book stuff. So what I'll do, okay, let me put this to the side, this number 4 story, and really quick, let me show you what I'm going to do for number 5. So number 5 is going to be about books. And I originally thought maybe I would do some journaling on here and then maybe add a photo underneath that. And then I have this stamped out 1 shelf bookcase, which I'm also going to add these chipboard pieces to here in a minute. But this is going on the back side of the photo. So it's going to go like this, and then there's going to be this black piece, you know, to cover up the other side. Oh, hello, computer. So what I decided to do was to just fill it all in with journaling. I'll still put the little chipboard pieces at the bottom, but then I have pictures of the 3 books that I'm hoping to read this season, this month. And the first one, this In a Holidays, is what I just finished reading. So I printed off this mini itty bitty book review, which is a digital card from Future Craft. It was the something to do with reading. It had the word read in it, I'm pretty sure. But I cropped it down to make it a lot smaller, so it's 1.75 inches wide by 2.5 tall. And my thought was to stick these in here so that you can pull them out and read the reviews, and it could say review coming out or whatever. So this is going to essentially be like a slip pocket. So for that, what I need to do is add adhesive to this. So basically, this piece can go straight down on top of the photo because that's just going to be flat and not a pocket. Let's move that up here. So, oops. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this part down. On the back of this photo. And then, okay, so that's down. I'm also going to kind of fold this up a little bit and add adhesive to the edge of the transparency so that when those pieces slide in, they're not going to be caught on the transparency itself. So this will help that to like stay down. Okay, so then this, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of score tape to the top and the bottom because it won't matter. It won't matter as much once it's stitched down. You know, like I'm just going to slide some stuff into it. So I think that's what I'm trying to say here. So we'll do that one and that. So I'm just going to go the top and the bottom. We'll stick this on here. Take that off and this off. Okay. So then this I need to make sure lines up with the other side of the photo. Like that. Very good. Okay, so now what happens when I stitch this down onto, I feel like I probably need to trim just a smidge off of that because I think I think my photo is just slightly short. Like maybe I accidentally cut off too much. I don't know. Let's fix that real quick. So that's bothering me. I don't want to see the white coming off the bottom. Okay. There, that fixes that. Okay, so, okay, so now when I stitch this on, it's also going to stitch this on at the same time, and then this will be a pocket here. So let's set the book stuff to the side. We've got that to the side, and we'll grab my sewing machine and get the rest of this down. All right, let me see this. So, Paper House Perfectly Imperfect Planner. Didn't end up. Sorry, I'm reading about your planners real quick. Erin Condren, 3 boxes. Okay. Simplified. Bullet journal. Everyday Explorers 1. For planner beast. I totally get that. Okay, so all right. Before I get my sewing machine out, let me show you a couple things. So one, where is it? Okay. So this year, this 2021, I used the Get to Work book. So this was the planner that I used this year, and I didn't do so hot. Like I did okay for some months, because I like that it works where I can make it into a checklist, because that's kind of more how I use a planner, is I just make checklists and then check them off. I need to get better about adding in dates for things. I think that would be helpful, but a lot of times I do that on the computer. I just have like a Word template calendar that I just fill in. So like I did really good with this for a long time, but I felt like there were a lot of pages that I didn't really use. You know, and some of it didn't make sense. Like, okay, so I'll give you an example. So the beginning of the month, you've got your calendar, and then you have all the weekly things, and then you have your project pages, right? Like these to-do pages, and then like a project's broken down into how you want to do it, and then a place to add notes, and then this like reflect whatever. I kind of wish that this, my goodness, that was weird. That was like wind, but it sounded like a train. Wow, must be really windy out. I kind of wish that these were at the beginning, or I kind of wish that I had an entire book that was just like project pages because I feel like I would use that more so than the daily whatever. So anyway, we get to like the middle of the year and it's just completely blank. Like I just stopped using it. I think because this is not really, I don't really plan in this way. So what I'm thinking about doing for 2022 is not a get to workbook, but actually just getting some books like these. So I have a set of notebooks that I got from Target. And this is more what I do is I don't know, I'm just more of a lister. So I just need a blank page to write on and just write down what I need to get done, I think is what I'm going to do. And just use notebooks to keep track of my stuff. And the other thing I am thinking about doing is getting an Archer and Olive bullet journal. I have one for reading, but I'm thinking about getting one and doing it kind of like a merge between what Heba does and what Amy Gretchen does. So Heba has a daily journal that she fills out using her using her Archer and Olive notebook. And then Amy has one that she uses for her creative stuff that I think is really cool. I don't know though. I don't know if I'll do that because the problem for me is that the having to create a system to use for a month, like having to spend an entire day or whatnot sketching out my month ahead just seems like I'm just not going to do it. Like I might do it for 2 or 3 months because it's exciting and new, but then I'm not going to do it anymore. Like I just know myself. So I don't know what I'm going to do for a planner this year. I will tell you that I've got some organizational systems set up for myself for the crafting stuff. Some of them that are already ready to go, and some of them that I've decided to alter into more. So I'll show you, let me show you that real quick, and then we'll move on back to December daily. So I've got, let me grab all these. So I ordered a whole bunch of these from Allie's website. These are the story planners. And I like literally, I think I have like 8 of them. It's ridiculous, but there's purpose for this. So I have a story planner that I am using. So this one is going to hold everything for the current year's story kit. So Story Kit Crush current. And this is, I'm going to start this with the kit that comes out in January and then go all the way through the kit that comes out in December. And I'm going to film a video for this and put it on YouTube so people can see what I'm doing, because I know that stuff like this is really interesting to some people and really like over the top for others, but that's okay. So this is for my current kits, and I also have one for past kits because my goal for next year is to crush 2 kits each month, at least January through August or September. And then when we get to October, November, December, we'll see if I'm still able to do it. I don't know. It's really, really hard to do these Story Kit Crush projects at the same time as a daily project, just because it's a lot. But we'll see if next year, when the kids are actually in school, if that frees up my time a bit better. So inside of these, then I've got 12 dividers, so one for each month. My plan is to write the name of the kit at the top or on the tab. And then on the inside, I want to print off the, what is it called? I want to print off the pages that Allie does, the handout, but print it at this size, because I'm pretty sure I figured out a way to do that. So I'm going to print it at this size and put her pages in, or her worksheets, handouts, whatever, in with that month's kit. And then I've got a page that's a project plan page that I thought I could fill out as I am listening to Allie's presentation, because a lot of times I have thoughts that come up during that, so that can work for that. And then I have a bunch of these story idea pages where I can just start jotting down story ideas, either while listening to the story chat or while listening to Allie or whatever. And then these can come out and go into the packets with a sketch, which I'm redesigning my planning pages to fit in these books as well. So that's kind of my plan for Story Kit Crush, right? I'm going to have one for the current kit, one for the past kit. And that's 2 of those. And then the last one, which is actually going to be a series of 4, is probably going to end up being more like a planner for me. So this is going to keep track of project life for 2022. And originally I was thinking of putting all of 2022 inside of one binder. But then I was like, wait, what if I kind of turn these into almost like a daily journal type of project? So then I got 3 more. So now I have 4 of these, and each one will cover 3 months of time. And inside of them, I'll have, a divider for the month, and possibly dividers for the weeks. We'll see. And then I've got these pages, which I originally thought, oh, I'll just do one of these every week. But then I thought, why couldn't I just carry this pad around and fill it out at the end of each day? Because it's got observations, so like that's a good place to jot down things that happened that day. It's got gratitudes, which it's always a good idea to practice gratitude on a daily basis. So I'm like, I like the idea of writing down a gratitude every day. And then overheard. And this is something I'm really trying to get better at, which is listening to the things that people are saying around me that either make me laugh or that have some pretty significant meaning to them, and to write them down. I am so bad at writing that stuff down because I want to keep track of that. That stuff, words mean so much to me. So it's like, I really would like to pay better attention to that. So I like having the opportunity to write something down every day that you overheard. So originally I was thinking one of these every week, and then one of these every week. And then if I get behind on Project Life, I at least have a starting point for where I can tell my stories. But then I decided to get a crap ton more of these. So now I can fill out one of these every day, which is why I need more binders, because I'm not going to be able to fit that many in just one binder. So that's kind of my plan, I think, and that's what I mean more like that's going to be kind of a daily journal-ish type of thing. And we'll see how that goes. And again, it could be something that works great for a couple months and then doesn't work great anymore. Who knows? We'll see. And in case you're wondering, the size of these, I think they're like 5.5. Let me see what the page is in here. They're like 5.5 by, 5.5 by 7 3/4. Yeah, 5.5 by 7 3/4. That, which includes like the hole punches. So anyway, it's just trying to figure out a way to like keep things going, have a home for everything. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. So I'm thinking for now I might not have a planner next year. I might just kind of wing it. You know, maybe fill out a calendar on the computer and print it off. It's pretty much what I do right now. Like, even this is like this right here is on my desk right now, and this is my December 2021 meal calendar. So I just sat down one day and decided what we were going to eat for the whole month. Which now I'm like, okay, when I go to do my grocery shopping, I just pull up these recipes and figure out what I do and don't have. So stuff like that. Like I use these a lot more than I use an actual planner, because I end up just writing stuff down in notebooks instead. And that usually works better for me. And I don't keep planners. I never do. I just throw them away. Like, that to me isn't, I don't care, you know, what I did or didn't do on a checklist a year ago. I just don't care about that. So, you know, what I do care about is remembering the special things so I can document them, but not necessarily my to-do lists, because they never end. You know, to-do lists never ever end. So it's not a big deal. So anyway, Emma, I see your question about past story kits, and yes and no. So during Stories Revisited sales, or like when they sell past kits, the story classroom content is not included with the kit itself, but they will do like classes, like where they'll open up, they'll resell some of the classes for those, and it's usually like $5 or $10 for a class. I don't remember what the price is. But when they do that, you can purchase the class for whatever kits that you have that you don't have the class for. So they're sold separately and generally at separate times, but they're not included with the purchase of the kit itself. Ooh, I just froze. Okay, why did I just freeze? Okay, I guess I didn't. Well, I don't know. And Jen, yeah, the inserts were separate for the story planner, so you could pick and choose whichever ones you wanted. There's like one for Project Life, there's one for like story ideas, there's the one pad that's like the long one I just showed you that has like the observations, gratitudes, and overheard. That was separate. Yeah. And they're on sale a lot. And I don't think Allie's bringing them back. So they're kind of one of those things that's like, when it's sold, it's sold. It's over. Yeah. College planners. Yeah, college planners. Or like high school planners. Those were awesome. I loved those. Google Calendar. Yep. And Millie, we have Google Calendars too. And that's kind of something, because we share our calendars with our family. So like my mom, I have her calendar and she has mine. So we kind of know what's going on, sort of. Anyway. Okay, so let's get my sewing machine. We'll do this. I have white on the bottom, red on the top, and I kind of think I don't, well, maybe I'll do it this way. So red's on this side. Let's do that. That way I don't have to put in new thread. Petals. And that. Ouch. All right. All right, so we've got that, and we've got that, and we'll stitch this puppy down. All right, so all right, I'm going to go ahead and stitch this. It might be loud because it's going through a lot of stuff. So there you go. There's a heads up. good enough. I probably could have zigzagged that and that probably would have looked better. But that's okay. Whatever. Alright, so I only say that because on the back it kind of like is a little weird. That's okay. It's fine. So we've got that. You know, I probably should have just thinking about how I'm going to attach this vellum. I wonder. Okay. Ouch. All right. So, because right, so now this is good. That's a pocket. Nice. But over here, my plan originally was to do washi tape. Which, would it absolutely hate me if okay. I actually think I can make that work. Okay. So I'm going to use this one, which is actually like fabric tape, I'm pretty sure. So if I put this on here, and the idea is to put that and that at the bottom. And we have just a bit of this coming out. Or, I don't think I have any red. I'm lacking. Actually, I kind of like that better. So let's do that. All right. Oh, Traveler's Notebook bundle. Yep. Stalking my email for no. I had ordered some stuff right around Thanksgiving time, and it's what part of it got here yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think yesterday. And the other part, I think is supposed to be here today. So it's like they're finally shipping stuff out. All right, so just ripping a little bit of this off the edge there so I can stick it back down on top of itself and it won't unravel. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this, and this is fabric adhesive backed fabric. And we just want to make sure we're kind of sort of even across the top. I think that's probably fine. Okay, then I want to make sure, and I probably want these ones for a sharp sharp edge here. Okay, so then I'm doing that. And this. Okay. Then I feel like that's going to be too much. So I'm just going to like trim a bit of this off so that I don't have to stick too much of it back behind the photo. Camel. Okay. There's that. All right, so now the fun part is let's see if we can get this all back up again. The easier way to do this would have been to attach the fabric tape first, so keep that in mind, because like I definitely smudged up my photo a bit here, but maybe not. Come on. I think maybe what I'll do is bone fold this. That will work. It's a little jankily, but whatever. Okay, so we've got that. So then I'm going to stick this Calm and Bright on the vellum here at the bottom. I don't care if the adhesive shows through because you're not really going to, it's not going to matter because you'll pull up that to look at the photo anyways. Oh, come on. Yeah, I figured. That's so much easier. Okay. Nothing like a new refill of tape, right? Okay, so put this on here. Okay, and then this underneath that. Okay, so then that is story 4. And then story 5. Actually, I'll read you this one and then we'll finish up story number 5. Because it'll go quick too. Okay, so story number 4. Calm and Bright. And then I've got maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. Okay, prior to Saturday, certainly not all was calm nor bright around our house. The season has started off so different from the Decembers of the past. In the days leading up to Thanksgiving, all 4 of us tested positive for COVID, and that threw us. We weren't able to celebrate Thanksgiving with our family, we weren't able to leave our home, and we weren't able to get our Christmas tree. Now, I know it's silly to feel in a Grinchy sort of mood when there's no Christmas tree or twinkle lights. But that's exactly how I was feeling, like a Grinch, totally unmotivated and irritable. I wanted so badly to be in the Christmas spirit, but felt depressed after this year caused us to throw so many of our traditions out the window. By the weekend, I was coming out of my funk, little by little. I suggested to the family that we get outside and get some lights up on our house. We might not have a tree yet, and we might all be feeling a bit down this season so far, but there is nothing that twinkle lights cannot fix. So we all bundled up and ventured outside into the frigid cold. I worked on the light-filled garland strung above the garage, while Erin worked on the lights around the front door. It was freezing, but we prevailed. The kids stayed with us for a bit, drawing with chalk on the back of my car and giggling the whole time, before getting too cold and heading back inside. Erin pulled out the extension cords and light timers. We finished our work and turned them on. After calling the kids back outside, we all marveled at the lights for a bit, then went back in for dinner. Plus to warm up. It didn't take long for the sun to set and the darkness of the winter to engulf us. Maybe just an hour or so. I threw back on my coat and boots, ventured outside on my own, and surveyed our work. It looked beautiful, and I swear to you, in that moment, my heart swelled as I was overcome with feelings of calm and bright. Man, am I thankful for twinkle lights and the magic they bring. So that is that one. And then there is so there's my garland, and then there's Erin's just around the door. Someday, we'll do something fancy and get our house, like do the peaks on the house or something. This year, we just wanted some lights. We're not in a position to do fancy yet. So that's that. All right, so moving on to story number 5. Really, the only other thing I have to do is just add a couple embellishments and stick these photos inside. So these ones I'm not going to do anything to yet. These are 2 of the books that I'm going to read this season. The other one that I already have this book review done for, because I finished this book, is going to go back to back with the photo. And then I'm going to slide that into the slit there, and I'll do the same thing for the other ones. I'll just have to add their book review once I'm done reading them. So okay, clean up those edges. So then the question will be, do I want anything poking out? I don't know. Because I could kind of do like that. And that. Or they could go all the way in. So alternatively, I could put a tab on them. Okay. Stay out there, you. Just want to see how far out. Okay, and then the tab would poke out. So the whole thing would be hidden. I'm almost feeling like I kind of like them poking out. And in order to get them to come out more than they are, where did I put that? There it is. I might add some tape. All right, so I'm thinking I'm just going to put some tape in here. Like right in there. And I'm going to get that backing off. Come on. There we go. Okay. So then, when I stick that down, it doesn't quite open as much. So then these can go in here. And they'll stick out more so. Probably put that too far in. Darn it. Well, it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay. Okay, so then I just want to stick these guys down, glue down the stars, and then that will be that. Whoops. There's that one. And that one. And then 2 stars. Okay. Which these I had to do later because I threw this through my printer. Oops. My printer, so I didn't want it to mess it up. If I had chipboard on it or something, you know? Or to have to like rip that back off. So then we can finish that off. All right. So can get all this stuff back. Here you. All right. Okay, so that completes my story number 5, sort of. I'll still have to add my book reviews to those ones later, once I actually read them. And then it will be for sure done. So, all right, so for this one, I said, this year began with so much promise for reigniting my passion for reading, until summer hit. I went from reading a few books each month to barely even one. Book club books have been a struggle to get through. Just for fun books have been hard to pick up. Reading has taken a significant backseat, and I'm sad about that. Normally, I spend my December season watching as many feel-good Hallmark-type Christmas movies as I can to get into the holiday spirit. This year, I'm changing that. Rather than watching a bunch of Christmas romance movies by myself, I'm picking up some books instead. What's on my list? 3 to be exact. In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, One Day in December by Josie Silver, and Mr. Dickens and His Carol by Samantha Silva. It's currently the 5th of December, and already I have finished the first of these books. I feel like this was just the opportunity I needed, a perfect chance to spend some time doing something I love, immersed in the stories of the season that I love, and spending some guilt-free time with just me, myself, and I. And that's that. Yay for December books. All right, so I'll stick this in the album, and then that will be stories number 4 and 5. One of the things that seems to be working really well this year for December Daily is keeping my stories to like one page instead of a full layout. It's worked really nice to try to figure out how to get these to just be one page, even if there is a flip up. Like I know that does still add some bulk, but but it's still thin. It's nice and thin. So then you've got like, 1 and then 2 and then 3, 3, 4, 5. So it's making these stories a bit more compact. And that's going to hopefully allow me to get more into my albums than I have in years past, or maybe less bulk than I have in years past. So yeah, I don't know. That's just a thought that occurred to me that seems to be really working this year. All right, so tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we're going to be working on story number 6 and 7. Story 6 is my home decor, which I just took pictures of today to document that one. And then number 7 is going to be an ornament story that actually I already picked the ornament that I want to document this year. I just need to bring it with me when I drop Jonah off at my mom's house tomorrow and sit with her and ask her to tell me the story, because it's one that I don't totally know the story for. It's just a pretty ornament that I've inherited. So hoping to find out more about that ornament tomorrow. We shall see. So yes, and then that is that. So, all right, friends, that's going to be it for me for today. I will take some pictures and get those posted on the Patreon video post, so you can look for those probably later this evening, and then we will go from there. So yes, I'll see you back here tomorrow at 1. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me on this Monday afternoon, and I'll see you later. Bye, friends.